Greetings, users and programs. This is Etari Living Sacrifice, and today we have something completely out of the ordinary for what we normally do on this channel. Most of the stuff we do is very, very new player oriented, very much like broad overview of stuff. And today we're actually gonna get kind of down into the nitty gritty. We're actually gonna learn some next level stuff, and to help us, we have Snew, who is, if not the top player on my 709 server, definitely one of the top players on our 709 server. Ops 69, I believe. Snew?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Okay. So let me share my screen on Discord so you can see me, see everything. And what he's offered to do for me is basically just look at the account, look at my account. I've got some questions and stuff to ask him, to ask you, Snew, but quite honestly, before I even get into those questions, I don't know what I don't know. You know, and most players don't. You know, anybody anytime you're getting into something new, you don't know what you don't know. So before I start like steering the questions and stuff like that, and by the way, chat, if you have any questions that you want to ask, by all means, I think we got them for about 30 minutes or so. So take advantage of the time we've got with them. But yeah, where would you recommend we start looking first?
Yeah. Pull up the screen real quick, and so I guess kind of some resources that I would start with sharing is I'm going to PM this to you so you can share this around if you want. This is an ops progression chart, and I don't know if you're able to share that or not, but this is a really good guide that you can just look at and start getting input, because there are so many different ways to play this game. There's no one right way. There's no this is how you have to play it. There's a generally most efficient way. But that doesn't mean it's the only way. There's people that push ops and don't catch up their ships until they get to a certain ops level. There's people that max out every research and ship they can before they move up a level. So this kind of will help you, and if you scroll down, you can see. Keep going a little bit longer, a little bit further down towards the bottom. So here we go, right there. So you can see, go up just a little bit, and you'll see that you've got different content creators like Jules Verne or Blue Mandalorian or Rev. Different people, and then you can scroll over and you can see the ops level there at the top as it scrolls.
Right.
If we scroll to your ops, which is 31, which congrats on being the top 31 on 709, by the way.
Hell yeah, man.
You're the strongest ops 31 on 709.
I'm just the biggest little man on the block.
You've got our guy Dash Lebo beat out by a little bit, so I'll have to help him get his stuff bumped up a little.
Dash is always my biggest competition in any SLB right now.
That's good. So yeah, you can see here, so Ops 31, you're starting to get into some ships that are actually going to serve some purpose, and I would say that's mostly in the Enterprise, and that's kind of a couple levels later, but. And you could take all of this with a grain of salt. G3 is meant as an introductory period to the game, and G4 it explodes, and then G5 it just gets a little bit harder, and then G6 they're like, we got to slow you down somehow, so they make everything way more expensive and everything. But
gotcha.
So right now, have fun. This is probably the most fun period of the game that you're gonna play.
You got nothing to look forward to after this.
Because it's like anything that you play that when you first start out at something you and I know I do this with stuff that I do, is you first start out, it's oh my gosh, this is so fun. You become infatuated with it, and then you shift that fun and infatuation to expectations, and you're like, okay, well now I need to do this, and I need to do this, and I'm missing out on this loop, and I'm missing out on this, as opposed to I get to go do this, and I get to go mine this resource, and so like this game is very easy to turn into a job. Don't do that if you can.
Okay.
I mean, except for you, you're a streamer, so you can turn it into a job. So if you click into the ship chart by ops, it's the third tab there. You can kind of get an idea of when you can start getting ships unlocked. And so I'm just kind of like introducing this resource. We don't have to go like super crazy because I know you want to dive into your account.
Sure.
But like you can kind of see like, you can see the faction ships there at the bottom, and a lot of that's locked behind faction rep and stuff. And then the specialty ships, like you can see as soon as you hit 40, like you get like 5 or 6 new ones, and then 42 is a couple more, and then 45 is even more. Anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to like let you know about this. This is a great resource. I use this too, still to this day, where I'm going through G6 and I'm, okay, should I push? Should I stay? Trying to figure that out. So again, just wanted to share this so you can share it with your viewers as well.
Absolutely. And people are in the chat were asking me for it. I just posted a link. And when I post this up on YouTube, I will post the link for everybody in the description of this document. It's something I have seen this before. I think when we were discussing things last night, this is why I was pulled up for the for the 7-day chest. Okay, but I haven't gone through every one of these tabs quite yet.
Yeah. I like the master chart because it gives like if once you start like honing in on your ops, and you can like look at like 6 different opinions of what you should do at your ops. Should you progress? Should you move fast? Should you stay there? I think camping is a mixed bag these days, because like some people like, a long camp at 39, a long camp at this, stay at this as long as you can. You've got to like, what is it? Rev is usually the one that promotes more camping, and there's a value to that, but there's also a disadvantage. The more you move up, the more resources you get, including for past generations. So it's like you can move up and then catch up, but if you move up and you're not able to catch up, then the newer content you'll have a hard time with.
Right. Understood.
Yeah, but because they are actually making content challenging. For a long time, content was just like, because of all the ISO damage and everything, the content was not super tough. Okay, so why don't you fire away your questions, and then I have just like a couple things that I want to touch on.
Okay.
And just those, I could just tell you what those are. Those are the battle log, like reading the battle log and getting at least a basic understanding. And then also ISO damage, and why that's so important. And then I think maybe we can look at some officers and kind of do what we did last night of figuring out if you have some crews that you're trying to problem solve.
Absolutely. And that would probably be the thing that I see the most is horrible officers. Like when I did a wave yesterday and somebody brought it was like their mining crew on a battleship, and I was like, why would they do this? And it's just people, I think officers are probably one of the more daunting parts of the game, because there's so many of them, and they're all unique, and they have synergy with this, and what the hell does that mean? And like the one that you were showing me that we made last night. In fact, let me go ahead and recall one of my ships so that way we can actually put some on while we're chatting. But can I pull up the officer groups before we?
Your presets you can't.
No, I have
you
to
gotta
have a ship there.
A ship.
Okay.
Yep.
with armadas, I see horrible. I see people bring PMC to armadas all the time. I see people do like just. So there's literally actually what we should do is make a list. Let me pull up my notepad. Make a list of all the different potential crews we can have. So we got armadas. We got just regular hostiles. We got yellow bosses. What else do we got at this level? Base cracking.
Invading entities. I don't know if you have invading entities at this point.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Yeah, base cracking. Q trials, that's a great one.
Yep.
Alright, what else could we go over as far as... I think those are the main ones for Ops 30-ish.
I would have like a loot crew.
Loot crew, that's a great
That can
point.
kind of apply across like various areas of the game.
Loot crew and maybe an EXP crew, maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you another
Speed
link
crews.
to a website.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
This website is a little bit dated, but it's really good. Again, it's a little bit dated, mainly because of ISO damage and new officers. But it gives you an idea of what to focus on, and so all content from before, like not in the last 6 months. Most of this,
I don't think that's it.
I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe it's Wixstar.
Whiskar.
Whiskar, is this the right?
John W. Sisker is, I believe, what it is. John W. Siska.
I see. It just there's an ad. It just confused me.
Okay, I don't know why yeah. Okay, there we go. So you can see combat at the top, in the middle. Not the greatest design site, but and then so you can go into like armadas, and like if you go into like FKR armadas, they're at the bottom. And again, this is a little bit dated. It's right there. There you go.
Okay.
So you can kind of get an idea like
bookmark
what
this, too.
what to focus on it, and this will be some of the stuff that we'll cover of like when reading a battle log. What do you want to go for? And again, like free content, like not within the last 6 months. And the reason I keep saying it is because ISO damage and ISO defense and Apex shred and all of that is a pretty recent thing. It's been around for a little while, but it was such a small amount that it wasn't really an impact on the hostiles or the content. So it's only in the last like 6 months that you have to like think about like ISO defense or Apex shred or Apex barrier and stuff like that. Like all of that stuff is basically bonus for old content.
Gotcha.
So like if you go back, to like if you're hunting just regular FKR hostiles or FKR armadas, like any of the ISO damage boosts that you get from like say Gwen DeMarco, like that's all like bonus, and that just makes you're just going to be able to punch up higher.
Okay. So I've seen this site before, but it still the hard part is it doesn't know what officers I have. So I can't.
Good point.
It's
Good
hard
point.
for me, and I have very few compared to I'm actually getting a lot more now. But the last time I looked at this site, I was like, I don't have them. I don't have them. I don't have them. I don't have them. Like I had basically all I had was starting crews like Turk and Spock.
Yeah.
So I've never even heard of that.
Here's what I would say. In terms of any fight, again, we're talking Ops 31.
Mm-hmm.
In any fight, the first thing that you want to do is have max mitigation. That's the number one thing. And so there's a lot of officers that can do that. And this is standard mitigation. So if you want to pop open like any battle log, we can take a look and see. Like I think you're just doing armadas. Is that why both your ships were in battle?
No, they were just passive
Grinding
grinding.
hostiles.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wrong button. Inbox.
Inbox. There you go. Yep. So just like open any of these that you want, and okay. So this is one of the new hostiles, right? The Suliban?
No.
Or this is in the old augments?
Yeah.
Augments? Okay.
Just down here.
Perfect. Then let's take a look at that. Okay, so go into the battle log.
Okay.
And so right now you're using, and so I'm assuming you're trying to level this ship up, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what you're going to do to see what your mitigation percent is, you're going to take the number on the left, 23,674, and you're going to divide it by 33,250. You're getting 0.712, which is the max mitigation. And you're getting this from Moreau, right? And
Wait,
anything...
I'm sorry. Let's
sorry.
Let me slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're saying I'm taking this number right here, 23,674.
Mitigates standard damage. Yep.
And I'm taking 23. Did you do all that in your head?
No, I had I put the
Okay,
calculator up while I was introducing it.
Gotcha. Divided by 33,000?
33,250. Yep.
Okay.
And if you get 0.712 or some trailing decimals sometimes, you're getting max mitigation, meaning no matter what you do, you can't get more mitigation.
Interesting.
And if you go back, I just want to show you, and I'm going to get a little technical here because I think this is important. You hit the eye there, and then scroll down on your ship. Okay, so stop right there. Scroll. Actually, right there. So the armor, shield deflection, and dodge. And this is kind of where you start getting into like the foundation of how the game works. You're familiar with the battle triangle, right?
Battle triangle,
like
yes.
Battleships beat explorers beat interceptors beat battleships. This is why. So there's three defensive stats and 3 offensive stats. There's armor, shield deflection, and dodge, and you can see obviously your ship has a significantly higher of one of them. Shield deflection, right? That's what explorers are good at. And you fought an explorer, so it's not going to have, so that there's and I have to look up the exact like which counters which, but basically each type of ship has an offensive stat that they're really good at and a defensive stat that they're really good at, and that's what makes the battle triangle work. Okay. So essentially, what you're having here is that like. That's the stat, and the opposing offensive stat is what determines if you get max mitigation.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So if I'd have fought, so if I'd have fought a battleship with this ship, then I see what you're saying.
You would have still gotten max mitigation because you have Moreau on.
Oh, okay.
Ike and Moreau.
Okay.
But like in this case, like an example would be a really, 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 really good officer in like G3, G4, and even into G5 is Tom Paris. Because with the stat increase, and again, this is kind of the same thing with like ISO, where like years ago, like you didn't have like the 100% stat bonus for officers that was like a prime, $100 prime, was like amazing and the only thing in the game. Now there's so many stat multipliers out there of, increase your officer stats by 2,000% from Khan and Fleet Commander Khan and like all kinds of stuff. Tom Paris is your best friend because what it does is it frees up that spot that Moreau's taking. Moreau's good because she actually decreases the opponent's piercing stat. Like Tom Paris below deck. Yeah. So at the start of combat against non-player hostiles or armadas, this works on armadas, increases your shield, armor, shield deflection, and dodge by 200% of defense. Mm-hmm. So you put him on and then you load out defensive stats. And I would bet that if you put him on, especially with like you could take Moreau off. And then if you wanted to put like 3 XP officers, I'm assuming that's what you were doing with that ship. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to load out 3 XP officers, you could still get max mitigation with now an extra XP officer. And that's why Tom Paris is so good, is because Pike Moreau is a great combo. But you have to figure out where you need it.
Okay.
Right now, Tom Paris is either completely wasted or Moreau's completely wasted.
Interesting. Okay, I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
before we get into that, I do want to, with the new Scotty that or no, I'm sorry, what's his name?
Walk McCoy. Yeah,
Wak McCoy. Is it
yeah, he does the same thing. Yep.
okay? Is
And
it
he's
useless to have both of
probably
them on the same ship, on below decks?
it's not useless if you're not getting max mitigation. If you're getting like, and he's actually going to be way better for you than. And I forgot for once he's tiered up and at base. If your Tom Paris is not tiered up, Walk McCoy is the replacement for Tom Paris.
Okay.
So Walk McCoy is your best friend in G3, G4, and G5.
And
Like
that
he
goes
is
for well, non-players. Never mind. Okay, I was thinking it would be
non-players
good for PvP as well, but it's not. Okay.
No, that's where you have to get like. There's only a few officers. Like 5 of 11 is just generic. That's why so she has that same thing that we talked about. That 200% to shield deflection, armor, and dodge.
Right.
Same thing, except hers is based on health.
Right. Okay, so basically, let me kind of repeat back to you what I've learned, what I think I've learned. Whatever I put as the captain, not whatever, but whenever there's a captain ability that has something that says based off health or armor or whatever it is, that's what you're stacking around them. That's what you're playing all around that ability for the most part.
Video games.
Yeah, so like this is gonna work. So yeah, you want to stack for her. You want to stack health. Now, what I would do first is stack the officers that make an impact, right? Like what you have there. Like those officers below deck have an impact. I'm not talking about the bridge because the bridge is. Those wouldn't be my officers for the bridge, but they also totally work. If that's what you want. But I would load out as the best below deck that you can with the best abilities, like Nurse Chapel. If you're fighting hostiles, Nurse Chapel is like bar none your best friend. Like it's. I keep saying that everybody's the best one. Walk McCoy and Nurse Chapel early on are gonna. Those are like the best hostile officers.
Okay.
There are ones that can get really good, especially tier 2. So this is one thing I wanted to touch on really quick. I'm gonna deviate real quick. This is ISO cascade, not ISO percent. So that means it's going to take your standard damage and your ISO damage and add it to your ISO damage, which means it's going to bypass their standard mitigation. Remember, all of the old hostiles that you're fighting right now don't have ISO defense. So this is going to go straight to their shields, and it's going to just like they're not going to mitigate any of the damage that she adds to your damage.
Okay.
He puts it straight. She takes an ISO cascade takes whatever you. So if you put 100k standard and 100k ISO, she's going to take 10% of your standard, so 10k, and then 10k from your ISO, and it's going to add 20k to your ISO. So you're going to be doing 100k standard and 120k ISO. Whereas like if you just got like 10% more ISO damage, it would be, whatever. So
let me go fight something real quick, just so I can with her, so I can see, pull up a battle log and compare it.
And the reason I would go like mitigation first is because like you can basically take 2/3 of the opponent's damage. It's literally like you can do 3 times more. You can grind 3 times more hostiles if you're getting max mitigation. Now, if you're overdoing the max mitigation, then maybe you're wasting a spot, right?
All right.
So, and that's easy to do, and that's why like Moreau, Pike Moreau Chen, the Pike Moreau Chen is unique though. I will say that Pike Moreau Chen is unique because of the synergy that Moreau gives to Pike and then applies to Chen. That is unique, especially for hostiles. Tom Paris is I would say for you right now, he's probably best for armadas, and you could put him as like a secondary grinding officer,
okay.
or Walk McCoy.
Or Walk McCoy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got 2 to compare if we need them. All right. So
just pop one of those open, and before you go into the battle log, click the little eye. Yep, and scroll down on your side. So see, your ISO damage bonus is that say 18%?
I didn't. She wasn't active because.
No.
Okay.
Oh, did you not? Did you not have her slotted?
Yeah, she was in the. She's too far to the right, and I have one of my crappy ships. My fault.
Yeah, she won't change that ISO percent because again, there's two different stats. One is ISO bonus, and one is ISO cascade. ISO bonus is just you did 10k damage or 100k damage. And if you have ISO damage bonus, you're gonna get, if you do a 100k shot, you're gonna do 18k ISO damage. ISO cascade doesn't show up in this.
Okay, I don't think I understand what cascade damage. Like, what does cascade mean?
Cascade is basically think of it like it's you could think of it like crit damage. Like, it's not a multiplier on just the damage, if that makes sense. Like it's a I'm trying to explain this right. Okay, put her on and then I'll show you. And actually, it's perfect that can you leave the Voclus and just put her further over? Yeah, put the Voclus.
You want to keep the Voclus? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because then we can compare one with her and one without her.
I think it was this one.
Yeah. Oh, you've got a lot of those. Yeah, so just replace beer. Or Tom Paris, doesn't really matter. This is just for testing.
So cascade is kind of like ISO's crit. It's a synonym for crit when we're talking about cascade.
You could
you
could say
damage. That. Okay.
It's a more unique calculation than that. But it's
like a steamroll thing, maybe like a steamroll, like builds on previous damage or something like that. Okay.
And it does. It does and it doesn't. If it has a multi-round, like if it says increases ISO cascade for 3 rounds, then like round 1 it's going to be 10%, round 2 it's going to be 20%, round 3 it's going to be 30%, round 4 is going to be 30%. Right, because it's only the first one's gonna fall off and the next one's gonna add on. Okay, so this will be the thing to test. So go into your battle log. Before you look at that one, look at the second one's fine. They're both Suliban Baptender. So this is without her. It still won't show in the ISO damage bonus, but go into the battle log. And you might also have some cascade already. So here's the math you do here. You have 65,577 standard damage. This is the green effect.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 11,804 divided by 65,577. You're at 18%. Okay.
Okay.
Now go into your other battle.
That's where this thing came from. Damage bonus. Damage bonus. All right. Let me look at that one more time. So I take this number, divide it by this number, or the other way around, rather. 65,000 divided by 11,000. Or no,
you can
11,000 divided by 65,000.
11,804 divided by 65.
Gotcha.
577, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Bottom number divided by top number.
All right.
And then this one, go into your battle log. It'll still say 18%. Yep. But go into your battle log. Boom. You were at 18% before, 22,576 divided by 75758. Now you're at 29%. Wait, she only has 10. Why am I at like almost 12%? Because it's cascade.
Okay.
Because it's cascade.
Chat is saying cascade takes all of your normal and ISO damage, all modified by all research, artifacts, etc., and then multiplies that value by your ISO cascade percentage. Okay.
Yeah. So it takes whatever, like literally you can look at it this way. So you basically had an extra 12%. When you look at the numbers, like she gives you, like if you look at like what you're at 29.8 as opposed to 18. So you're an extra 12%. Well, if you look at it, that would make sense. You get a 2% from the you're basically getting 10% from standard damage, and then you're also getting a bonus because you're getting that 10% of whatever your ISO is, which is 10% of 18% is 1.8, which you're at 29.8. There's your math.
Okay.
That might not have made sense not written down, but it worked in my head.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, this is
so yeah,
super
ISO
nerd stuff.
Cascade. ISO Cascade is really good, which is also why if you do get access, and I'm not sure I remember when, Gwen DeMarco, if you have access to pull her from anywhere, she is an Armada officer that will, and a PvP officer that will change your. She's really good.
Gwen DeMarco.
I don't want to
Where would she be?
I don't want to overblow everybody. She will be in the
Probably don't have her access to her.
Dude, where is she? She's in the
Chad is saying Augment Faction Store.
She's in Augment Faction Store. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on the movie she was in. Embarrassing. There she is.
This girl?
Gwen DeMarco.
Really?
Galaxy Quest. Yeah.
Yeah, Galaxy
So,
Quest.
yeah, Gwen DeMarco increased Isolate Cascade against Armadas and invading entities by 70%. So that number that you were just doing, instead of doing like, what was it, like, so if you're doing a 70k hit, which is a realistic hit for you, right? At 18% ISO damage, you're going to get 12,000 ISO. But then you're going to get 70% of that and 70% of your 70k hit added to your ISO.
Okay.
And she also does ISO Cascade in PvP below deck when the enemy has a state.
Interesting.
So it's really good if you have access to get her. She's really good for Armadas.
Good to go. Good to go. Well, I'll be honest. This stuff it's very obviously good to know stuff, but it is kind of higher level than what I was thinking of getting into.
Yeah, let's unwind a little bit then and focus on what you got.
For what we tend to make videos and stuff, people come. We kind of need like dumber stuff first, you know?
Okay, sure. No, that's fine. I was just coming prepared with. I do get pretty nerdy about this stuff, so.
I hear no, but it is. I'm so glad you went over it because it was stuff that I've never even considered or even knew existed. So it is good to know that it's there, like that's something to look into harder.
Yeah.
But before we go to step 17, like if we could do some more step 2 and 3. Let me swap to a ship that has more slots. Okay, so I have people on away missions. I'll bring them back if I need to. But last night, we put together this crew right here. And this was for gold bosses, correct?
Yeah, we put together the bridge of that crew.
Bridge, not down here, the bridge. These 3 officers right here. And what we, if you don't mind me repeating what I think I learned last night, and then you tell me what I got right and what I got wrong. So it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. 5 of 11 increases the shield deflection, armor, and dodge by 200% of the total health of all officers of the ship. And because gold bosses are not considered hostiles, they are not considered armadas, they're not really considered, they're kind of like their own category, right? Okay. So because they're their own category, a lot of people, they use PMC and they don't realize that they're their own category. And because, PMC, Chen says
hostiles.
Says hostiles. So the second they say hostiles, that doesn't work on gold, and it also doesn't work on PvP. So this
works on PvP too.
Yeah, technically this works for PvP, and this definitely works for gold. But so what we would do is we would take the main stat we're trying to do right here is health. So we would stack the good, like 2 or 3 below deck officers that would be good, and then just stack as much health as we could below decks as well. Am I right so far?
Health and defense, yeah, because you got to remember Stock's ability depends on defense.
Right. Well, so and then the next thing we would look at would be Spock. Well, the ship has morale, so we have Kirk on here because of his below decks ability of morale, and then that also works in conjunction with Spock's ability. Okay. Is it all right so far, or did I miss anything?
Nope, that's right. And I think the only thing I would say is we talked about Zhao as well. Zhao does have a pretty good multiplier compared to Five's 200%, but he is dependent on morale. Like Kirk, Spock, Zhao used to be a decent PvP crew back when like the Trinity was like like Kraft and Marcus and Kang were like the rulers of PvP. This was like years ago.
Sure. Drunkard, what was we had a Zhao crew that we tried to use with Kirk, and we didn't think it worked very well. Do you remember what crew that was? Well, here's Zhao. So you're saying I could replace 7 with Zhao?
Yeah, and you could probably put Kirk as captain at that point because. Wait, hold on. Is he only 40%? I thought he was higher than that. Recall increased shield deflection. Okay, well, I guess he's based on the same stats as.
He says my Zhao sucks because he's low tier. Okay.
No. I thought he was higher than that, but I mean, usually who you'd run with Zhao would be Yuki, and that's
who it was.
Yuki Kirk Spock is also a sneaky good gold boss crew as well. Like if you're already getting like 60% mitigation or something without 5 of 11, but you're not quite killing it, Yuki her shield stripping is really good.
Okay, so you're saying I would do this would be one.
You could do that, or put Zhao as the captain and then do by group.
And do who? Oh, by group.
Start by group because Yuki's part of.
And then replace.
Yeah, and then you could put. Actually, I would put Yuki as captain, and then because basically remember the thing about like getting your shields back. So you could do this. This would get you, assuming you get morale, and assuming you have enough defense, you would potentially get max mitigation. But again, you're only at a 70% chance to get morale. So if you don't get it, you're going to get hit hard. Or you could also do Spock on there instead of Zhao. I think the key to look for of officers is officers that don't have a classification of like, against hostiles or against non-armada hostiles or against players or whatever.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring up something for brand new players. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of new players right now are getting Lieutenant Picard to start. They get it in their first when they hit like Ops 15 or something like that.
Yeah. They make a purchase, they get it. Yeah.
Yeah, they make a $5 purchase, they get him, and it kind of he introduces Apex barriers way too early, honestly, because we have no idea what the hell that means when we're Ops 15, right?
Yeah.
But it sounds great. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this until like I was playing the game for 2 or 3 months before I realized, I have to scroll down and see it only works up to level 35. Did not know that. So I was like, no, this is great. Why? I'm going to use this guy forever. And I was like actually putting resources into him and stuff. And then somebody was like, dude, just scroll down. I'm like, what do you mean scroll down? There's no button to scroll down. And then, only up to level 35. And I thought level 35 hostiles were going to be forever and away, but I'm already there. So,
yeah. What's the current highest level hostile that you... Well, let's finish this, and then I'm curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for somebody that's ops up till, I would say, 25 or 28, he would actually be fairly decent, I would think. But why does Kirk Why does PMC work better than this for lower ops? Why does PMC still beat this? I'm gonna drag you down to the recording one just in case.
Sorry, my headphones died, and then my mic's not working other than that. So sorry about that.
Actually, this microphone, you sound 1,000 times better than you did on the old one.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Oh, so much better. Oh my gosh. Okay. Great. So, I know this is a stupid question, but this is a question that I had, and I still have. I still don't understand why this doesn't work better than PMC at Ops 22 or 25. Like, because most people, I don't think I got Pike. I don't think I had a full PMC crew until Ops 25 or so.
Okay. Can you share again?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason is because of Pike's ability, and this is why like Pike Moreau Chen is so good, because you get max mitigation, but like the way I would describe it is Moreau is like a tax deduction, Chen is like a tax credit. If that makes sense. Like
Tax
deduction is like, okay, I pay less in taxes. A tax credit is like, of the amount that I paid in taxes, I'm getting money off of that. Like it's way more impactful. And I can't see your stream. Are you streaming?
I am.
You are? Hold on. I don't think I have permissions in this. 1 second. Like I can't even put it on speakerphone or anything in here. I don't know why I don't have. It's weird. Okay. I can just give you the breakdown.
Are you not able to see the stream? Is what you're saying?
I can't, but that's fine. I'll just talk.
Okay.
I know pretty much most of it.
Okay.
So Chen is the way that Chen works, and so she gets impacted by Pike's ability. And I think she's, when maxed, is what, 30%? And then Pike gives her like 120% boost. So like, actually on that John W. Sisker site, you can pull up and you can like see what the best combination is based on the ship you're fighting, whether it's Chen or Talon or Kath, or you can actually do Pike, Kath, Talon. There's like different crewing combination, but why is Pike Moreau Chen better than the Picard crew? Picard crew basically says, you're doing 100k damage to me. I'm going to take off, I'm going to use round numbers, 70% for mitigation, so now you're doing 30k damage to me. Well, now I'm going to take, half of that off because I'm going to, again, use 10,000 Apex Barrier. 10,000 Apex Barrier cuts the damage in half. It basically allows you to absorbs half of the damage once it's 10,000.
And that's
so
on
now
top of your shields?
That is before it gets to your shields.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So basically 100k damage, you're gonna mitigate 70k of it. 30k is gonna get into Apex Barrier. So then that's gonna mitigate, if you have 10,000 Apex Barrier, that's gonna mitigate 15,000. So then 15,000 goes on to your shields, and that's gonna take 80%, which is what, like, will leave you with like 25%, 30%, I think.
Okay.
Is that right? I don't know. I'm doing math in my head. So then like, and then, so the amount that gets to your shields is pretty small. So it's a good crew. But the way that Chen works is and like the Picard crew with Locke McCoy or Tom Paris is really good, because you're getting max mitigation, you're getting the Apex Barrier, it's good. However, here's the reason Chen is so amazing. So again, we're going to use round numbers, the exact numbers you can find on that John W. Sisker site I sent you.
Okay.
We're going to round Chen to like 60% and just say but it's 120%, but it's not, so it'd be more like 70% or whatever.
Okay, when you're saying this, so Pike increased the effect of all abilities but triggered by 200%, so that if we see
120%, yeah.
Well, 120%, but because you have Moreau, it increases it, right?
That's with
synergy.
Moreau. That's with Moreau. I think he's 80% without, and then he gets 40% from her.
Well, it says it's on my screen. It's saying 200%. But
for Picard, for Pike.
Yeah, on my screen it says Christopher Pike increases the effectiveness of all officer abilities that trigger in combat by 200%.
I think you have 2 synergy officers on there. At least what I remembered did.
I have Pike PMC right now.
Really? Oh, did you? Okay, hold on, because I gotta verify this. He's 40% base, and he gets 80%. Yeah, so you must not have hit confirm, because you probably previously had 2 synergy officers, and so it won't update the dialogue until you hit confirm.
Did not know that. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's 40% without anything, and he's 80%. He gets another 80% with Moreau.
Okay.
So then Chen's ability goes from 30% to 66%.
Okay.
So now the key with this is why I said it's like a tax credit and not a tax deduction. Is that 100K hit is no longer 100K, because Chen's going to reduce it by 66%.
Okay.
So now that 100K is a 34,000 hit. Like the damage being done goes from 100K to 34K, and then you operate on that. So now you take 70% of that. 34,000 times 0.3 for what would get through for mitigation. So now that's already down to 10,200. Any apex barrier you do have, if it's from research or whatever, is going to absorb some. Let's assume you have none, so we're comparing apples to apples. And now 80% of that is going to go onto your shields, assuming you have enough shields to absorb that. So now you're taking 2,040 damage from that 1,000 or 100,000. Normally, what would have been a 100K hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Chen is early game a very good officer.
Okay.
Yeah, she stopped working at Hostels 55 or 51 and up. But like, Chen is the way that you can punch way higher than you normally would be able to.
Okay. Well, the next thing, I unfortunately we probably won't be able to do the next thing since you can't see my screen. But
you can describe it to me. I've got a pretty good grasp on stuff.
What I wanted to do was have you look at my pre-made groups and tell me if there's. I'm still basing a lot of my stuff off the things I've done at Ops 25. I haven't really switched too much stuff out because I don't. Okay. I'm not familiar.
Can you send me some screenshots?
Yeah.
So, and sorry about this. I should have made sure my headphones were fully charged.
No worries, bud.
I thought I had enough to get through, and I had a bunch of meetings today, so.
No worries.
Appreciate you having me on, by the way. This is fun.
I'm so glad.
This is my first live stream, so. The only other live streams I've been on is like I've been on Revs a couple times. Losing to him in arena and beating him in arena.
There you go.
And then asking like some questions and stuff, but that's about it. This is fun. It's a little more pressure filled than just like a Discord call.
Right. Totally. The funny thing is, there was so much information. I mean, we've covered so much already, and last night was a great conversation as well.
Yeah.
So we got PMC at the top, right? That's the first one I use. My Armada crew. This one right here is my standard Armada crew, the Crushers, and then I have Scotty here for bonus loot. And sometimes I'll put Gala in there, depending if we're doing Karmada, the uncommon Karmadas and stuff like that. But Do I have a better... Let me take a screenshot of my officers for you.
So first thing,
Mm-hmm.
make sure Scotty has a higher percentage than your 5 of 11, because I don't think he will.
Really?
So if you're looking for loot, you're let me see, what is 5 of 11? What's her? 5. Let's see. She starts at 20%. Okay, so she can get up if she's. He might outpace her then.
He's got 20% for armadas right now. She has 20% from hostiles
Okay.
only. It doesn't say anything about armadas.
She works on everything.
Even though it just says hostiles?
Yes.
So it's just a typo.
Yeah. Like
Weird.
like to give you an example, I put her on an armada that I did, and like my loot went from like 30k to like 90k. And it's not it wasn't just her, but she was the biggest change.
So if I'm getting carried in an armada, I could put her in the middle, Scotty on the right, and somebody to work with her.
That'll increase her mitigation ability.
Gotcha.
But
not the bottom one. Okay.
Do you have Jordy that synergizes with Bev?
I do not have... Oh, no, I don't have Jordy yet.
He's a decent one. I mean, the best like armada, like my preferred armada crew, and people have different opinions on this because like my officers are in a different position than yours. Like my armada crews are like maxed, but I really like Tolra, Toli, and then if I need the punching ability, I'll put Gwen, or if I need the loot, I'll put 5 of 11. That's what I like to run.
Gwen's the one we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, because Tolra and Toli, you get Tolra, who gives you loot bonus and extra shots, and when you max her, you get like guaranteed extra shots. And then Toli reduces the mitigation of the armada, and he's unique because I don't know if you saw on that website, they had like 6 of 11. 6 of 11 increases your piercing, but Toli actually decreases their stats so that everybody in the armada does more damage. So instead of like if they're mitigating, if the armada is mitigating 50%, and you're able to take that down, to 45% in round 1, and then it's cumulative too, and then 40% and so on, and it's a diminishing return. But he's unique because everybody in the armada is going to benefit from your Toli, and so if everybody has a Toli, everybody's going to benefit.
And how do I spell it's T?
Toli.
T H I J K L M N O E Q R S.
Yeah.
I see Tal. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have him yet, but decreases all armada and invading entities by base mitigation stats by 100%. Okay, and
it's based on an officer stat as well. And then Tolra, I think it's Dejosh Tolra.
Oh, okay. So if everybody has him, I see what you're saying. Everybody has them, then it's all at 1100%.
Yeah.
We're at max 5. Then everybody.
That'll be based on your stats. So it's like 100% of your officer defense, I think.
Yeah.
So like it'll take a number. So it'll be like 5,000 from you, 4,000 from someone else, 3,000 from someone else, 7,000, depending on how much stats you have on your ship.
Okay, so
then below deck on that, just so to complete that circle, Tom Paris.
Okay.
And that's like if you want to go real crazy, put Mazriad Vael, and you're done. Like everything's accounted for. Eventually you'll get max crit, you'll get decreasing their mitigation, you'll get max mitigation, you'll get extra shots. If you have Gwen on top, you're gonna have ISO Cascade. It's like a beautiful symphony.
Understood.
But sorry, I'm getting a little technical again.
No worries. So, I had another question, and it just slipped my mind. Shoot.
We were talking about we talked about Pike Moro Chen,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
then we
I
were
know what I was
talking
going to do. I'm
about
sorry.
Armada.
It was.
You wanted me to look at your officers more,
Wanted
right?
you to look at my officers, and I also wanted some advice on like kind of where you would see what you think might be a good thing for me to go for next. But I will say I've already kept you double the time that
It's
you
fine.
told me.
I've got about 5 more minutes, and then
Okay,
I
okay.
probably got to dip.
Good to go. And then I'm kind of curious, like where I've got over 1 million officer shards. Let me
From the oh
Officer
boy,
Depot
oh
tokens.
boy.
And
Okay.
what I
Ooh,
do,
fun.
this is my strategy. I don't, unless I need something, like I did spend some the other day, unless I need something right now, like I just don't spend anything because there's always an event on the horizon where I end up being probably way too far. I'm always first, but by like 10 miles as opposed to like, so I know I'm overkilling it as far as hoarding, but
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do with them,
So when they introduced these, like they really focused on officer acquisition in the last like 3 months, 3 to 4 months, like the efficiencies and the ability to acquire them through this, which this is a fantastic way to get officers.
100%.
So, okay. If I had to pick one officer that like, man, if you could only pick one, and from that group, I would highly suggest only pulling rares from there because the
blues.
cost to pull epics is a lot higher. Not saying you can't pull, epics, but also epics generally need more tiers but they're better when they're tiered up.
Right.
I think it'd probably be Bolana Torres.
I don't have access to her yet.
You don't? Okay. Do you know? I don't know when you'll get access to her.
Nobody does. Nobody knows. Ops
Okay.
34.
Do you have do you have access to Nurse Chapel?
I do. That's
Okay.
how I got her in the first place was from this.
That would probably be my second. But again, see, Bolana Torres is good in all content but PvP. And like getting a state to proc is like, especially Hull Breach. Hull Breach is the best state. That's why interceptors are kind of the meta, and it's a whole like thing. Like, and it increases your crit damage by 150%. And it's really, really, really good.
Okay.
And once you start getting into didn't you say you just unlocked the Star Path research?
Yes.
So like all of that like ISO damage and all of those like benefits, if you can get like, that's where again Bolana Torres is like probably my number one because she works in Armada, she works in invading entities, she works on hostiles, she works on Q's trials because those are hostiles, by the way.
Okay.
Q's trials are hostiles. They are hostiles. Pike Moro Chen is the way to go. I can kill with Pike Moro Chen and granted I have some levels into Janeway and some other things. I can kill like the max level Q trial with a Rialta with max Neelix below deck.
Really?
And Pike Moro Chen. Yeah.
So they
easy.
don't have a level. They're not over level 51.
Nope.
Interesting. They
Nope.
never go above level 51. Interesting. Okay.
Nope.
So
You
Torres,
will outpace everybody in your area in your ops bracket if you use Pike Moro Chen, because I guarantee you most people aren't.
Pike Moro Chen?
Pike Moro Chen on your Q's trials.
On Q trials. Okay.
And you might have to do Pike Moro Chen or Pike Moro Talon. You can
Okay.
try those, and
I see what
then
you're saying.
like what I did for a long time, you do Pike Moro Chen, Pike Moro Talon. Once you get Anorax, I remember you saying you don't have him yet. You could try him because again, Apex Barrier on old content is like it doesn't know how to compute that. It's just basically like, hey, here's a bigger buffer version of a status or a mitigation that old content doesn't have a way to overcome. So stack it up and gain the advantage.
Okay.
But Nurse Chapel would be really good because what is she maxed at like 40%?
So you're saying instead of getting a new officer, maybe just keep getting more of her.
How's your P1 ATAs? Your priority 1 away teams. Do you get access? Do you have access to those?
That's a great thing to talk about. Shit. All right. So I've done one because most of mine are like 30%. I've done one where it was above 80%.
Okay, so save all your speed ups because, yeah, you're a long ways from G6, but we actually have different speed ups for those. So like, it's really frustrating, and you have to like min max it. Anything that's officer stat related, that's your research. Do you have a Reliant?
No.
Okay, are you close?
Not even halfway, but let me pull it up.
Okay, the Reliant will help
74
a
shards.
lot. Okay, the Reliant will help a lot, but it'll still take time at your ops to grind to where you can get Fleet Commander Khan. Do you have Fleet Commander Khan?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I wouldn't buy him unless you're like, I want to go PvP right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can get him in G3. It's a little harder. In like G5 and G6, you could. I regret buying him. Let's just put it that way, because I could have had him like a week after I bought him.
Right, understood.
If I had known that arc was going to be like the best arc ever.
So
controversial opinion.
How do I get that percent chance on the special away teams? How do I get that to go higher?
You have to get officer stat research.
Officer stat research, and that would be under which tree? You said Star Path?
Everything. It's all across. So, do you use Spox Club?
I can't get it to connect.
Okay. Offline, I can help you.
Okay.
Get it to connect, and then we can set it up if you want, and then. Or you can also go to STFC Space, and you know about that website, right?
Yeah.
STFC.space. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go to research and just search for like health, and you've got or officer maybe. Let's see. Officer strengthening, officer stats. Officer conditioning. I think that's seasoned officers, officer training drills, prime officers.
What are you looking at? STFC.space, and then what am I research?
Under researches, and then I just search for officers. And so if I look like prime officers, are you scrapping any of your faction ships?
I haven't yet.
Okay, so you need 100 rare gas. So 4-star rare gas. So I don't know. I can't remember which one you scrapped. It's maybe the Mayflower, I think.
Okay.
Max that out. Scrap it. Which another topic we should talk about sometime. If you are planning on staying in G3 for a while, with all the efficiencies, there's actually a way to create a G3 farm of materials, if you're interested.
Yeah.
So I did some math on that, and then they ascended us. So, but I had like spreadsheets and everything. I'm like, and you can basically, it'll cost you less to max up ships like the Voklis, what's the battleship? I can't remember the battleship.
I'll tell you.
Kumari.
Yeah.
The Voklis, Kumari, and I don't remember the interceptor at all, though.
So, the Kara.
The Kara, yeah.
People come in the stream all the time. They're like, why do you have so many Karas or Voklises and Kumaris? And what I've been doing, because I've been so slow, like, I'm not turtling, but I'm not just bam, 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 going opsing up either. Like, I've been building Karas, Voklises, and Kumaris constantly, and then tearing them up, and then scrapping them. Mostly to win SLBs, shipbuilding SLBs, but these ships are that is not working any longer. Once they hit Ops 30, 31, those ships don't use enough materials anymore. But
Gotcha.
You're saying that building these makes it so I have more uncommon stuff?
You have to do the math, but if you have an adequate efficiency for your materials, you can build those ships, and it'll cost like, I don't know, I'm gonna make up 1,000 uncommon gas, and when you scrap it, you'll get 1,200. Again, same thing with like the apex barrier and ISO damage. Old content, new features.
Okay.
All the like premium like efficiency researches. The old scrapping rewards don't change, but the cost to upgrade the ships that you're going to scrap do. Again, that's if you're going to stay in G3 for a long time.
Right.
Scrapping used to be like you have to be doing it 24/7, and then it's kind of like with all the efficiencies, like you usually have a lot of resources if you're playing actively and you know, placing in events and stuff. But a good way to get ready for G4 is scrapping the faction ships.
Okay. Like the Mayflower and the
D3 and the
didn't build a D3. Should I build a D3 just to scrap?
I would see what you need to get like for instance this the prime officers. Right? Find out what you need to do to get 100 4-star rare gas. Whatever you need to do that, build that, scrap it. Because like that's gonna I'm assuming your officer stat percentage. Again, like officer stats multipliers are just like damage multipliers of like, ooh, 100% damage or 100% of shields. Like at your level, those will make an impact. At like, you know, G5, G6, it's like, oh cool, another 100% adding on to the like 5,000% that I already have.
Okay. So those trees where I'm like, well, I can't do that because it takes 4-star. They just want me to spend money to get the 4-star stuff. I won't have access to that. You're saying I can do it.
You can get it now.
Interesting.
You can get it now. Yeah.
Good to know. Super helpful.
Now don't do the faction miners, unless you just want to use them. Because the faction miners, the G3 to G4 are decent. The G4 to G5 are horrible. Because you can do that with most generations. I think even G2 to G3, G3 to G4, G4 to G5. And there's a couple like exceptions, like any of the like non-faction ships, like the Kira, the Vaklis, and the Kumari. Those are in generation scrapping. So you put in G3, you get out G3. Right. There's a whole like thing when you get into G4 with the jellyfish that's like that too, where you can roll a couple jellyfishes, ISS jellyfishes into an int A, then into an int D, and you can have a maxed int D by the time you're 60. And it's a long-term thing, but you start it in G4. Okay. It's like when you start into G4, you plan on don't build an explorer because you want to save all your explorer parts for the jellyfish scrapping once your efficiency's there. Spox Club will tell you all that. Compare Spox Club to STFC Space, the scrapping return, and see what you get. Because like once I started realizing that, I was like, whoa, wait, I was profiting like. Let me see if I have the spreadsheet real quick, and then I gotta get going. But let's see. This was back when I was like early G4 or maybe G3. Let's see. I don't know if I have it. Efficiency research? No. I don't know. I'll see if I can find it, but
you basically, like you're saying, you were putting in 1,000 and getting back 1,500 or 12. Like you were getting a 20% or 40% return or some type of return at some point. But I would need to connect my. I've been one of those players that, like you talked about earlier, I don't really ops up until 90%, if not all of my research is done.
Which has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. Like the advantages are you're always strong for your level, so you're never behind. But like
I'm missing out on a lot of stuff, as Rock
you're especially like G4 explodes. Like whatever you think you're putting into the game now.
When you say G4, you mean Ops 40?
Ops 40, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. like literally, if you look on that spreadsheet, the
Mhm.
ships, like there's 5 ships that all become available at Ops 40, and then like 2 more at 42, and then another one at 45. So that's why that spreadsheet is so good, because like I can tell you right now, hey, when you're getting into G4, like if you want to really min max your G4 experience and roll the like ISS jellies into Enterprise A's into Enterprise D's, just you can even like skip a bunch of ships. You could just go for the GS-31, but like that's like 3-4 months from now,
Mhm.
or maybe longer. And so like that's why like that sheet is really good. So
Gotcha. I
But yeah.
I like this. I see all these names. Okay. Major, Samo,
Yeah.
and Lube, they say go, 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 go here, and then but okay. And Rev says, come here, slow down, come here, slow down, come here, slow down. Okay.
Rev is very much like a proponent of camping.
Mhm.
I like JB's model, which is what like this is an RPG game, basic. Think of it as an RPG game. What's the main storyline? Ops. Research and ships and all that stuff. Those are side quests. Ops is the main storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Progress it at the speed that you can still do the quests that you need to support your ops. But don't like be like, I'm not gonna go to the next town because I haven't found every single hidden chest in this one.
That's how I play RPGs, though.
Like, go with it like a somewhat completionist mindset of like, I want to find most of them.
I'm like a 99%er.
Damn one.
I don't play games to to get the platinum trophy or whatever they call it now. But I'm like a 98%er. I'm gonna beat every boss. I'm gonna collect every weapon and I'm gonna just when I get to that boss, I'm gonna not one shot him, but I'm gonna demolish the final boss. You'd
over level the Gyarados, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's actually some fun Pokemon games out there that account for that. I don't know if you've ever played any of the modded versions.
I've never played a Pokemon game, honestly.
What?
I was slightly too old, but I was too old by about 5 years for Pokemon. My sister
Gotcha.
was big. I'm a little older. I'm 43, so.
Okay.
But anywho, I get the reference though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty fun, but yeah, I mean this has been helpful for me too, because like I feel like G3 was such a long time ago, and it's changed so much.
Yeah.
Like getting to your level, like I wasn't spending as much on that account as I have on my current account, but like I don't know, like a quarter of it, I don't know, I'd say, on when I played before, and I spent a year getting to 32.
Wow.
A year, and like actively spending, like pumping money into the game each month, like, and it was just like it was meant to be slow. That was back when level 39 was the highest. G4 wasn't even a thing.
Wow.
So it's changed, and I think it's a lot more fun because like you can get access to stuff. G6 is frustrating me because like I want to go 70, but
right. We've got a guy.
Just like
I've got a guy in chat that his strategy is he ops up every 2 months because he says that the way content is put out, he's like even in after he'll hit the max and there won't be new content for him. You know what I mean? That's his strategy.
Yeah.
But well, dude,
That
I
works.
appreciate the hell out of this. This was super helpful, and we will definitely do it again. I'd love to get you and Amigo in sometime because I think the two of you have similar, but you also have like differing opinions. And then I'd love to have you argue things. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't think there's, in terms of game mechanics, I don't think there's a lot we're gonna argue about. I think we might learn some stuff from each other, but like the game is like, once you understand that it's just a math problem, like you can kind of start breaking it down. Like, oh, okay, this formula works on this hostile or it doesn't, or this crew gives me this and I can use it here, but I can't use it here because I need more mitigation or I need more of this or whatever.
I mean more like the philosophy of like opsing up kind of things and when to slow down and just kind of like, and also the other thing that we talked about before, you know, how do you guys build and maintain some of the top alliances on the server kind of stuff. But man, I like I said, I appreciate the hell out of this.
For sure, yeah.
We'll schedule another time, and I'm gonna edit this and put this up on YouTube for people that are in the stream right now. You can go back and watch this later.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I think if you're really looking for someone who is like good at running an alliance, Amigo's your guy. Like if I will defer to him on record because I'm live streaming. Amigo's damn good at running an alliance.
He's damn good at running the alliance and also keeping, somehow he always knows what's going on in the entire freaking server, and I don't know how he does it. He always knows everything going on. All the anywho.
Yeah. But no, he's very good at running. I mean, some of the stuff that we've implemented recently has been kind of copying what he's done with like alliance tournaments and stuff, and and then a lot of it's just like, you know, grunt work, you know, like it really is, and it's not like, I'm sure there's some alliances out there that have like everything like structured and perfect. I mean, you do delegate, but like it's kind of just like everybody pitching in for one, you know, for a central cause, and you know, it's but Amigo, I would watch that video.
Okay,
I'd take some notes. I think
it's a great topic because
he's done a really good job with TD. Like, and I mean, TD's an older alliance than Excelsior, but like they outperform us in alliance tournaments, and like we've taken a bit of a page out of their book for that. So I think that would be the other thing I would say to any, like, especially for you. And this is my like subtle but not so subtle recruitment message is Masters League, which I think you guys are in now, so it's not as impactful.
We gotta stay there, though.
Is super important. And yes, don't get complacent. It is just as hard, if not even harder. If it's a Grandmaster tournament, it's even harder because there's more people that get demoted.
Understood.
But yeah, focus on that. Get your research to get identify how you can maximize your tasks and get as many tournament credits, and then focus on like the researches that you can do. Artifacts is huge as well. I would say actually artifacts and like one mirror research is my biggest advantage that I have on, like, that's why I'm not trying to toot my own horn, the top PvP player on the server. It's really my artifacts. Like I was looking today, and like in the Transigen refinery, I have like 4 common artifacts left to pull, and those are all almost maxed. So everything else that's in that common box I have maxed.
Wow.
And then in the uncommon I have 5 to pull, and everything else is maxed, and those stats add up. And that you can also get is it Nero's Trident, I think, that does officer stats?
Is it common? A common one?
I don't know if it's common or uncommon. I don't even know if it's in there because I've had it maxed for forever.
Nero's. I think I actually just did my first Nero's Trident today.
Yeah, because it's officer stats. So, and you're gonna notice such a big boost in like as soon as you get that first like few 100%, you're gonna be like, whoa. Now that, like, literally, if you get like, I don't know what your stats are, but maybe let's say they're 200%. If you get an extra like 400%,
never mind.
If you get like an extra 400% from like Nero's Trident, the Prime Officers, a couple other places or whatever, and I think you have Lorca, don't you?
Lorca, yeah, he's my main.
I'm pretty sure he has
FC.
officer stat stuff, and if you're not doing your Borg Armadas, you need to. Your Borg Solos. That's how you get your fleet commanders upgraded.
Understood. I literally, we were talking in chat yesterday. They were like, "You're not doing your Borg Armadas?" And I'm like, "Well, I was waiting till the event because I thought they were like Stelmatas where you do them only when the events come around." And they're like, "No, you got to do some every day." And I did not.
The only catch is you need to, for it to make sense, you need to have a maxed Vidar.
I do.
At least. Okay,
do.
then yeah, you're
good. I have
good.
the other research done. I have that research done. Rockmo told me last
night.
Do it. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was in combat.
The one that gives the FKR ships the ability? Yeah.
But it's only FKR ships, so it can't be non-faction ships. Understood.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, you should be doing that and max pulling that. That is like the easiest Armada pulls to max pull. Like it's so easy. It'll like the first like week or two, it'll be like, dang, I'm barely getting enough. And then like you'll like run it like you're saying once during an event, you'll run like 30 of them, and then you'll be done for till the next event.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the best way to upgrade because you'll get the commander upgrade stuff.
Understood.
So, this has been awesome, man. I appreciate you having me on, and this is fun. I love geeking out, and I appreciate. I feel like I brought a level of nerd to it, and you kind of reeled me in. Like, hold on, and it was fun. Like it was a good balance. So
awesome. Well, hey man,
this was cool.
Get to your family stuff. I know I don't want to be the reason you're late to that, but I appreciate it, man. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Talk to you later.
Catch you later, bud. Bye.
Bye.